Are we live? Hello. Welcome to our stream today. We're going to build a computer. I'm going to introduce the parts, and let me get the parts and show you what we're building today. Okay, so this is my son Kevin. He sometimes helps with the software setup, and so we have a B550F gaming Wi-Fi motherboard by Asus Rogue Strix. So that's going to be our motherboard we're going to use. And for CPU, we're going to have a AMD Ryzen 5600 X, and it's a good CPU. Kind of a budget, more budget, but really good for gaming. And for memory, we got the T-Force Delta RGB RAM. You can see right there, and it's got a little bit of RBG. We're trying to do a. It's kind of going to be like a blackout build with a little bit of RGB. We don't like to sometimes overdo the RGB, and in this case, we're not going to have any RGB fans, but we're gonna have a little bit of RGB on the GPU, a little bit on the memory, and on the CPU cooler. So let's see next. So did all that. So guess we'll introduce this next. So next, we're going to be using the EVGA for the win FTW Ultra 3060 Ti, which is a good graphics card. It's overclocked a little bit. I read somewhere that this is one of the best 3060 Ti's out there that you can get, price performance wise. Then to cool the CPU, we're going to use the Cooler MasterLiquid ML240 mirror CPU cooler. Again, black fans, nothing flashy on the fans. And to power everything, we're going to use a EVGA 650BQ power supply. It's got the 140 millimeter fan on it. It's semi-modular, so we can kind of plug in the cables we need and not have extra cables in the way. Next, we're going to be storing our data gaming drive operating system on a EVO Samsung EVO 970 Plus. So this is the it's a PCIe 3, but that shouldn't be a problem for gaming. It should be plenty fast enough. And then we're going to use, this is the first time I'm using these cable extensions. They're GIM, but they're all black to go with our blackout build. So we're going to try these. Hopefully this is good for the EVGA card. And for case, this is the big dog. We're going to be using the Lian Lancool mesh 2, and it's got 2 tempered glass doors, and it's got the fold down vented side panels. So this is the first time building in this. This is the Performance Edition, which instead of having an RGB control up here, you actually have a fan controller up here. So we wanted to try building in this case. So so that's what we're going to use. So we're going to put this aside, and we're going to bring our motherboard back. and get that out. Everything we're going to need here. And there it is. Actually, let me the anti-static in the box. Oh, I should actually show you something. Let's switch to the top down. All right, there we go. So you can see it's a Rogue Strix. Let's see, do we have any peels here? I think we should. Unless there is anything here. There's this one. Do this peel here. Okay. All right, so let's get our CPU. And we'll get this in. Come on. Oop, wrong thing. All right. Now, clamshell here. Now, when you take this out, there's all these little pins on the bottom, so you don't want to touch those or bend those in any way. So you lift this up here, and there's a little arrow on here, and there's kind of a little arrow on the motherboard there. And you should feel it kind of sit down in there, and then you can close this up. And there you have it. CPU's installed. Put this back. I'm not going to use the air cooler that it comes with. This is a 65 watt processor, so it doesn't take a whole lot to keep it cool. It stays pretty cool on its own, but we wanted to go with the air cooler anyhow. So next, we're going to get our memory out here. Now I didn't say that this is 16. This is a 16 gig kit, 2 sticks, and it's 3600 megahertz DDR4. So, on the motherboard, when you're installing just 2 sticks, they recommend you use this 2nd slot and the 4th slot here. So, what you do is you take your memory, you line that up with which you can see I don't have it, so it goes this way. Line this up with, there's a little notch in the motherboard, and you press down with 2 firmly, and you hear that click. That means it's seated. And since this is this way, this one goes in the same way. Line this up. Let's see, might get something on it. Oh, why is it? There we go. And that clicked. You can double check by it going like that. All right. So the next thing, we're going to we're actually going to put our M.2 in this one. We're going to save the this one. This is a PCI 4.0 M.2 slot, so we're going to save that for a PCI 4.0. What do you call it? M.2. So we're going to get our M.2 out. This build shouldn't take too long tonight. Hopefully there shouldn't be a whole lot of cable management because we're not doing a whole lot of RGB. So the way this works, I'm going to screw in here already. Just going to take this screw out. And there's a little slot here, slot on there. That fits in. Hold it down like that. While we screw in. Oops, but I'm gonna switch to my smaller screwdriver. It's just easier working with the smaller ones, see that? And that should hold that down. The screws are still in here. This is already peeled off. I already peeled it. So once I get these screws started, everything should line up. This one's not lined up. There we go. Screw that down. Snug it up. Should be good. Alright. Alright. Now we have to open up our cooler. I think it uses the AMD motherboard. Make sure these are tight. Don't want anything loose. Let's look at our cooler here. Open this up. Pocket knife, but I can just use something here. So I like to kind of do this as a hobby, but I like to do it a couple of times a year at least, and they're out there on YouTube for people to view. Okay, we got our fans. It's our manual. Let's see. Warranty card. Review that. Bunch of parts. Let's get this out. Cooler. Let's see what we need. It probably comes with both Intel and SATA cables. That, I think, is, we do have to put something on the other side of the motherboard. And then these, I believe, are the AMD brackets. So let's get these out. AMD brackets. Actually, no, this I don't think we need because we're using the mounts. Yeah, so I don't think we need any of that stuff. Take that in case we need that. I think this stuff's all for Intel. So just look at the bottom of the board. Yeah, there's already kind of a plate on there. The AMD brackets mount to. So I think let's see. These attach to the bottom here, so I might need to find the screws. Find the screws for those. I knew there was something. Here there. Should be 4 screws. So we're going to mount this up and then we're going to set our radiator aside. Let's see, this will probably go like going to go on the top like this. This will probably mount like this. So brackets, I think, will go on like this. So we'll just end up screwing these to the bottom like that. So let me find the screwdriver. Hope you can see what I'm doing here. And see the screw heads are, oops, that didn't go into anything. Oh, you know what? I see how it goes. The bracket goes on the top. The screw goes through and threads into the bracket. So let's do this again. goes on here. There's actually a notch. You can see where the bracket fits in that notch there. So then is that lining up? First screws in. So what I was about to say is that the cold plate sticks up beyond, like, anywhere near where these screw heads are, so there's no interference at all, no chance of interference. Let's put this on here. Again, there's a little notch that fits on the bracket. Just one screw, please. Okay, so now we got our bracket set up on our air cooler. We're going to set that aside. Well, yeah, we're going to set this aside. We could probably put our fans on now. Let me set them. I'm going to set the motherboard aside here, as we shouldn't be needing that right now. Some other things here. Thermal paste. Oh, we're going to need the fan screws. Let's see if this is the, it's got a cooler master on both sides. We want our tubes in front, and this is going to go like this. Then we're going to want our fans to go like this, and have the wires coming out the back of the fans. So if we set this down, it'll be like that. It's always good to try to envision the way things are going to go together before you assemble, because I've made the mistake many times of doing it wrong, and you got to redo it. It takes a lot of time. I think these are the screws that will go through the fan. Should be 8 of these. Here I got the little rubber anti-vibration things installed. So we'll get opposite ones lined up here. Feel the thread. Yeah, there we go. So then we'll get 2 more. Should have told you earlier, but we're gonna top mount the radiator. So I'm already doing this wrong. So we want the fans to face inward to the case. So they're going to blow the hot air out of the case. So we want the fans like this. It seems natural to, there's big debates on the internet, but I like to top mount radiators just because heat has a tendency to naturally rise, and that way you're getting the heat out of your case. And as long as you got a good airflow case, I mean, technically if you're pulling like maybe from the front of the case, you're pulling fresh air into the case, that might actually keep your CPU a little bit cooler. But I don't know. I've never really had much trouble doing it top mounted. The decals are already pre-installed and looks like they did a good job. I hate sometimes you gotta stick those stickers on and get them all lined up, you know. These are nice. These are just like, you can tighten these with your thumbs basically. I don't think you need to really go much tighter than that. Not gonna come loose on you. All right, so there's our radiator. We got our pump wires, which we got a RGB and a 3-header fan, and our motherboard, I believe, has a and then these are pulse width modulator PWM fans. So we're gonna plug these into the motherboard, probably through the fan header, but then we'll be able to control the speed using the motherboard's software. So we're going to set this aside, clean some stuff up here, and then we'll get on to bringing our case over. All right, so I'm going to take the dust cover off first. And I'll show you how these, so the way these open up, this side panel comes down, and then you can grab the door, and then these glass panels that are on hinges, as long as we've got enough room here. You know what, you gotta open it kind of all the way so that it doesn't hit back here. So then you just lift up and set them someplace safely. And same thing for this side. This panel comes down. We're going to pull open, lift up, and I'm going to set this one over here. Got some instructions on the motherboard. Now this comes with a couple fans already installed. We have the two 140s in the front, and we got the 120 in the back for exhaust. So I'm going to lay the case down here like this. And we're going to get ready to install our motherboard. Okay, that fan's, the rear fan and front fans are already plugged into the header. So let's bring our motherboard back. So this is a ATX motherboard. It's got the I/O backplate already built in. And That's that. So there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 screws. Got them here. Just going to dump these out. We're going to jump around a little bit just so that we know we got the motherboard lined with all the holes. Hopefully there's enough light to being dark. I wonder. This is kind of my makeshift studio. It's rather cold here. We got like 2 feet of snow. So I figure, well, good day to build a computer, right? Some of the other streams that I've done in the past, I've done from the patio enclosure. Get this one in the corner down in there. Looks like we got like 2 more screws to go. One out here. Oops. All right. Moving right along. Fans are all installed. Motherboard installed. Memories installed. CPU. We're gonna have to put some thermal paste on there, but let's see. Let's make sure we did everything right here. See how this is gonna fit up here. Oh. Hope it fits with this memory. Ugh. I did not think that this case would have a problem with the top clearance. Let's see if we can go all the way forward maybe. Oh, wait, no, we got it. I was looking at, there's multiple places. I was looking at the wrong, we should be fine. I've built in some tougher cases than this before for a top mount. And the Corsair 220T that my son has, it's really tough. You got to choose your components. We had to use like a lower profile memory on that one. I think we used Crucial Ballistics memory, but it's lower profile than this stuff is. So we can probably let's tilt the case up like this, and I'll show you what I'm doing here in just a bit. Get those screws. Once I get a couple screws in, I'll have a better handle on this. There we go. I'll show you. Loosen this just a little bit, just so we can get a little wiggle room here. There we go. See how I needed the couple panels in the back here. I'm going to strip too. That for when you're cable managing, it kind of can help you to hide your cables and stuff. So just put this down. Lots of room for expansion in this case, or as far as like. You can put two SSD, 2.5 inch drives here. There's two more 2.5 inch SSDs here on the back of the motherboard. And then there's a tray here in the bottom in front of the power supply where you can put up to 3 more either 3.5 inch or 2.5 inch hard drives or SSDs, whatever you want to do there. So, I fish my cables through here. Let's do this. Okay. Got those cables in the back. And you just hang on to this so we don't mess up the cold plate. And we're pretty much probably ready to apply our thermal paste on our cold plate. I'm going to use the thermal paste that came with it. Where did I put that? I have some other ones here, but oh, what the heck. I'll use this. This one's a good one. I've used it before. And usually I have a little, I need to spread it. Don't know where my spreader is. Let me go, let's see. What can I use here? Be right back. Sorry about that, guys. I seem to have misplaced my spreader that I use. Just really like a small cut off piece of like a credit card. Let me see if there's anything else we got laying around. Well, I hate when I'm unorganized like this. Alright, we're just gonna make do. Get on with the stream. We're gonna give it a little pea-size thermal paste. I got a, yeah, this is actually for a foam. Well, I should do that. That will probably, I might have the tendency to scrape it. I probably should use something plastic like this. Boy, do I wish I had that thing right now. This is looking ugly. Hang on. Sometimes, you know, I could probably use this here. This little tag here. Usually I keep it in my kit of screws and stuff. I'm gonna need more paste, I think. Don't worry, we're done with this build. We always test everything, make sure thermals are where they should be at. This will pretty much spread out when we apply pressure on there. I want to get it kind of as thin and even as possible. Kind of difficult when you don't know where your tools are. That should be good. All right, so let's see. We have a special connection on the motherboard for the AIO pump. So we're going to plug that in first. I think this will go this way. Be upside down. Do it like this. Yeah, like that. So let's get this. That's the RGB. This is the AIO pump there. So that's going to go like that. Take our plastic off, don't forget that. This up your thermal paste. Need to loosen these a little bit. These have a little bit of slack in them, so you want to go too far because you don't want it to come off. You want to have it loose enough where you can get it on. Okay, let's try that. First one on, and then there we go. This came off. Let's try to get that on. Hold it down. Okay, or hold this down. Now we tighten these up. Make sure get plenty of pressure on it. Know yet where I think our RGB, we have one at the bottom and one at the top. I don't know, that won't fit at the bottom with the graphics card, so we'll probably have to plug this in at the top. Make sure these are tightened down. Again, just using your thumb and forefinger. That pressure should, yeah, that's on there solid now. These tubes are little bit on the shorter side than what I've seen in the past, but it should work out fine like that. We're going to pass this up top here, and I wonder if we should have plugged our RGB in before. Oh, you know what? The RGB at the top is actually the 12 volt RGB, not what we want. We want the 5 volt RGB, which I see we have one header at the bottom. So let's see if I can route this down there. Try to get it below all this. Don't like that it's usually, if I have a RGB extension cable, I might run this out the back and do it, but for now, since I don't know if I have that cable or not, I'm just going to plug this in down here. Worry about tidying that up a little bit. And this one too. You know what, I'm going to kind of take this off and run it the same way along that RGB one, and then bring it back here. I can put some zip ties around that to take some of the slack out of that. Alright, so we got our AIO installed, we got our motherboard, all fans installed. What's next? We got our power supply and GPU. Let's make sure our fans are all connected in the back. Still have the fan for the. Still have these fans for the AIO. So let's see. They number these. So you got fan 1, fan 2. 4, 5, and 6. So it holds up to 6 fans. So we're going to plug these into fan 1 and fan 2. So the front one's going to be fan 1. And the rear one's going to be fan 2. Should probably turn this. Oh, now I can't see what I'm doing. But you can see the hub that this comes installed with. Having more trouble doing it this way. Sorry. Don't want to bend any of these pins or anything. There we go. Got that. So now I'm going to turn it upside down here, and maybe now you can see. We're going to undo all our cables here so we can get all these motherboard cables plugged in. So these are the 2 fans that are already plugged in. Just going to undo that. Probably create a cluster out of maybe all these somehow. 2 and 2, these two, and these with those. And then that's zip tied. So we got our, this looks like to be our audio cable. Then we're going to pass this up through the bottom of the case there. Our USB 3.0. I think this is going to be somewhere in the front here. Let's see when we get that around. These are our motherboard connectors for the power switch and all that. Put that one in there. What is this? This must be our fan controller. So this is going to plug into our motherboard, and I think we're going to run all these fans off our CPU speed. Actually, I think some of those cables, I put them in that way. I think I should actually go in this way. Find out where our CPU power is going to be on the motherboard. It's usually right by the AIO pump, so we're going to pass that one down there. Okay. And we got a SATA connector. That's probably just going to go to, probably just powers the fan up. Okay. So let's tip this over. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, why don't we start with the audio? It should be back here. There's one pin missing. That's how you can tell audio ports go up. So let's check. And there's our audio plugged in. I kind of wish this cable would have been a little bit longer, or it could have went around the back. Must have gave an extension. Comes with a controller. I think that's, you use the controller, which uses up a SATA connection, and have longer cable. We'll do the controller ones. Originally, I wasn't planning on using the controller. I was planning on using the ARGB for the motherboard. I don't see the controller in here. I must have left it out somewhere. You can always try it. Alright, let's see, this is the USB 3.0, and it's got a little notch on there. That's how you know where it goes. These are kind of tricky sometimes. You got to make sure you go in right at a 90 degree so you don't bend any pins or anything. These ones make me nervous. Yeah, I'm going to shine a little bit of light in there while I'm doing this. grab my portable flashlight too. There, like that. That should be in there. So our CPU fan, that's this one here. Wonder if we could come in the top, sneak down along this VRM here. Yeah, we might switch that up because I don't like the way that's going right now. It's this one. Somewhere up here, if we bring this down. Oh, this cable seems pretty long. Be able to tuck it in. Again, I'm going to use my flashlight. It's better safe than to be sorry. Right? Much better. There we go. Oh, there's a little stiff going on. I wonder what that header right there is for. Almost looks like a debug header or something on the motherboard. Well, you know what? I'm thinking if I take this RGB off, then I'm going to take this off, and these might go out the back. At least the RGB, and I'll bring just enough cable back in so I can reach the AIO pump. Might tuck this one under. There, I could actually probably kind of zip tie these together, keep them out of the way. Let's do that. tidy here. Grab the slack, this one here. And I'm gonna zip tie all three of these together right here. This one up with it. All that's going to be covered by the AIO covers, so just want to keep all this together here. There's that RGB. Oh, well, it shouldn't matter really. Came with a fan splitter, the air cooler or the water cooler, and I could have used the fan splitter and just plugged into one location on the motherboard. But since we have the hub, everything's just plugged in the hub, and we're going to run it off the CPU header. So as the CPU temperature rises, that should control the temperature of the whole case. So now the only thing to figure out is, did I drop something? Where did that little controller go? Cooler master. It must be still in the box somewhere. I thought I saw it, but not in here, it's just parts. And then I got a bunch of bags on the floor. I must have set it down with some of the trash. Here it is. That's what we're looking for. There was our thermal paste. Alright. So if we use this little doohickey, I think this actually magnetically mounts somehow. Yeah. And then there's a switch here. So what we could do I don't know if I'm going to love this, but we could try it out, and if I want to switch, if I get a longer cable for the to reach that RGB at the bottom of the motherboard. So yeah, so it won't be using that motherboard settings at all. See, actually, I think I want to use a motherboard because I want to sync I want to be able to sync all the RGB at the same time, kind of. I want to keep it all in sync. Still get a extension cable and redo this. It's only one cable. Another point in time. So my 3-pin header is right down here. Like that. Take some of the slack out of this, maybe somehow zip tie it up to the pump thing up there. It's not the nicest, but it'll work. Actually, I have one more pair of snips. Let me get those. Sorry about that. Let me take a sip here. All right, so now we got our motherboard connections for the power switch and reset and all that good stuff. So reset switch, I can read that one. It's on the lower level here. I'm going to actually refer to the motherboard booklet, I think. I can barely make out the lettering. I just want to make sure I do it right. There we go. That's the TP header. Front audio. Here it is. System panel header. Okay. So we got the H hard drive, LED plus, hard drive, LED minus. Then there's a ground, which that's what I thought. And then, so there's 3, and then the reset switch is the 4th and 5th over. So that's like that. Okay, good. Now the power switch is directly above that. I don't think it matters the direction. There's no plus or minus on the power switch. Usually the LEDs, diodes are the plus and minus matters on diodes, or just like a switch, it doesn't. So that would be, again, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's actually the second one over. Oops, that pulled off. Okay, let's do this again. Let's start with the power LED plus and power LED minus, all right? So the first is plus and then minus. So these two go on the first two. Plus minus. Sure enough, they pull off. Plus and minus. Okay, got those two. Now we're going to want the power switch to be next to those two. Got it? Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the reset switch is just, it starts at the, oh no, it is the first two. It's after the first two, so. So it's 3 and 4. I'll do that one first because this is tricky. This is probably the hardest part. Alright, let's do that one first. Do the bottom first. 1, 2. Okay. And we're going to do our power LEDs. I'm keeping that on. That plus, minus. Wish they gave you a little more space. These things being right on the, no, that's not it. These being right on the bottom of the motherboard. Okay, looks like the first two are in, and now the last two right next to that one. Okay, I think we got it. So let's just pull the slack out of the back of that. That is this cable, no, not that cable. It is this cable right here. Okay, and we can start putting all this together, kind of. Leave a little more slack up there, and we can tighten this up with some zip ties. Okay, so we're gonna cable manage this up here. Yep. You know what? That's good. Should use that and that.
too shabby. I wish there was something to tie this down to right here. Other than that, our plate should keep that in place. Let's trim this up and see kind of how our plate's gonna fit on here. Hammer goes on like this. It's going to go on like that, which is pretty good. You just barely see a little bit of this cable, but that's not bad. Trim this one up. This one. This should all be covered up. Let's trim this up here. Kind of the nice thing. We're not done yet because you know what, we got our power supply we got to put in. Just seeing how much this stuff's going to be covered. This one actually, I have the door open to get this one in. It looks like there's a spot up top there. There we go. That's how that would go. We got our fan hub and is that our audio cable? Yeah. So we might want to somehow, we're going to do that. But I'm going to take this one back off. I just wanted to see how it fit and covered up, which doing a nice job. We got our motherboard cables to get in. So, and we'll do some more tie-in. So, got our power extension cables. All black. That's the 24 pin. This is GPU. Here's the CPU. That's the one I was looking for. Or that, not the CPU. Yeah, actually, oops, sorry, CPU. This is going to be a bear. I should have put this through before I put the AIO in. We're going to temporarily take this down. This is one of those things on this build I didn't think about. Like, previous builds I've installed that early on, and I didn't do it this time. We got our cables attached, so. Try to lift this up and feed these through. Okay. There's two 4-pin connectors. And they go in, you should hear a click, which I think I just did. Yep, I think I got that in. Now I think I can reinstall the again until I get a couple screws in. Gotta hold this with my hand. There we go. Got a couple screws in. Loosen this one a little bit. That's right. I should probably be doing this more where you can see in the middle of the camera. Alright. So AIO's back in. We got a power cable, CPU. Got our 24 pin that has to go in next for the motherboard. I'll save these other two for the GPU. There are two more of these. Let's drop one. Yeah. So we're gonna fish this through here. I think I did that wrong. Let me look at this closer. Okay, so the way this is gonna go is this gonna connect like this, and I'm going to pre-bend this a little bit. Okay, let me fish this through. How's it going, Kim?
I have a question.
Sure.
So everyone knows.
Yeah.
How much should this PC cost on RGB swap? How much would you sell it for? so they can give them a base price?
I don't know. I gotta look up all my costs and everything, but I know RGB Swap. They were running a promotion for a while, and they just raised their prices that they charge to list a computer. I believe 5% or something, or 5.75.
Of your
So-
profit, or
Huh?
is that of your profit, or do you just pay that?
That's that's off of the sell price. So I would guess that this is gonna be listed for around
Is that,
two grand.
is that your NVMe?
It's underneath this one, yeah. Why, you know someone that wants it, or?
Well, no, not exactly. I just want, it's helpful.
You know what? I think I did this wrong. I think the idea of this should go around like that. There we go. That. Okay. The first time building in this case, so see how that goes around that bar. Nice curvature on it. And that's plugged right into the motherboard there. So we got that. Okay. And we can actually use these cable combs to kind of tidy up the cables. Now this PC comes with the cable, or these GIM, I think I said they were. They come with the cable combs already installed. You just have to adjust them. That was one nice feature of those. Oops. Drop my screwdriver. Okay. How are we doing? We need to pull this USB 3.0 or 3.2, whatever you call it, cable a little bit further through. Yeah, that's this one. You know what? I'm thinking the same thing I did with this. It should come from this side. It's too tight there. What was that? I think it was my lid to my iFixit. Okay, so it's going to go in there like that. Everyone knows how bad these USB cable is. That's why I'm always careful with it. They should go in straight up and down. There we go. Now we can pull this extra cable through like this and zip tie it so it's out of the way. Sorry if you can't always see what I'm doing with the cable management. Sometimes it's kind of tricky to be able to see the cameras again with it all hooked up. Let's take a look again. Pretty good. Only thing I don't like is this cable here. But I told you I can come up with a solution for that. Let's see if I can tap this right in between there. Yeah. All right. Are we ready for our GPU? Hopefully these cooler tubes don't get in the way of our GPU. Let's get out our GPU. Card that comes with it, and this clamshell box. Set that aside. Okay, we got some peels here. Let's start off with this front peel. And then there's little rubber things, cover connectors, and then we got this rear peel. And we got a peel on the back plate, I believe. But you definitely want to remove that because this back plate allows for airflow through it, and with the plastic covering it up, it kind of blocks it. Can't find a good place to start it though. Oh, there. There we go. Nice looking GPU. Okay, let's get our screws out. Let's just test. So it's going to be the second two. Slots. This card only takes up, I believe, 2 slots. You want to use this PCIe 4.0 slot. So when you open it like that, and then when you click in, it snaps down like that. And that's in. Put our screws to hold the card back in. What I like about the way EVGA does their cards too, it's the little things I think that matter, and the attention to detail that I like. But I'll show you here in a second. Grab my screwdriver and use the big one. What I was talking about is, you look at the back of the case here, they do the input cover for where all the cables attached. They do it all black. A lot of times you'll see other manufacturers will use silver or something like that. When you're working in a black case, I like the look, keep everything like this black I/O here, this black I/O here. I like to keep everything nice and, you know, looks like they are meant to work together, you know, designed. Besides, you know, EVGA has excellent warranties on all their stuff. A really good graphics card, and the price you can't beat. Okay, so everyone says that when you read the reviews on the cables, these GIM, they say that they do them backwards, but for EVGA, they do them the right way, so that the connector here goes here, and then the angle, the way it goes down, you can angle it down into the base of the case like this. So that's why I liked these for the EVGA. Now, I guess other manufacturers, depending on what graphics card you got, they do theirs cables a little bit different. The click part, instead of being on this side, it'd be on this, the motherboard, the PCB board side. Let's see. I'm going to do them kind of like that. Slide these up. And actually probably space these out a little bit more. All right. How's it look? Can you see that? All right, so I think we're about ready for our power supply. So get that out. Looking where I'm gonna zip tie my audio cable here so it doesn't get in the way at all. So also I'm using an EVGA, I should say, power supply. I've used the BQ model before, I believe on my son's computer. And one thing I like about it, let's just get this stuff out. We can figure out what cables we need. Screws. Come over here so more facing the camera. I was about to say the one thing I like about it is it has the 140 millimeter fan on the intake. So you see right there, that's a big fan. Take a lot of air in, keep this baby cool, just like the two 140 fans we got on the top. Now I could have gotten, so what I could have done is I could have went with all 140 fans. If I would have went with the 280 cooler, I could have front mounted it. And you know, like I said, I like to always top mount to get the heat out of the case. So that's why I went with the 240. But I also heard that these front fans, I've read somewhere that they do better in the vertical mount position than horizontal. If I would have moved those to the top and pushed air out. Plus, I'm wondering with the motherboard if there would have been room. There probably would have been, but you don't know. Okay, so we got the air intake on the bottom of the case. So the way this is going to go, will this just slide through here or not? No. Not without. Oh, you know what? You got to do it from the other side. Sorry. Let's flip this over. A lot more room on this side. And what I'm going to do too is this audio cable here that I was talking about. I'm going to put some of the slack up into this Velcro and maybe zip tie it a little bit. Sorry, more cable management. I just do it like this. No one likes to watch the cable management. It's the boring part. Just take this like this. You know, every PC is kind of like a little bit different. So, kind of just got to be good at thinking on your feet and figuring them out as you go along. All right, so power supply intake on the bottom. There's an air filter on the bottom of the case too. And then let's see. Get my screws out. Set that right there. AIO. Let me get a couple of these screws in. I gotta hold it. You know what I should have done? With this hard drive thing in here, I'm going to have a hard time getting those cables in there. So, I thought about taking this thing out. I don't plan to use it. And you have so much options. Like I said, you got two, as you can see here, you got two SSDs or 2.5 hard drives can mount there and two here. You got four there. It's like, what is the point? Now this thing I think does slide forward, so we might do that just to give us more room. Let me see, there might be a screw on the other side. I need to loosen before I can slide it. There, it kind of just, it's like there's slots, like it ratchets almost. So then, okay, let me close that back up. That'll give us more room. You'll see when I get this opened up. See now, we moved it. Let's see, there's a screw hole right there. Get this into. Like this. Well, I might wait because I know I gotta plug this into something. So let's get our cables that we're gonna use. Okay, so we're gonna need, we already got the 24 pin, the CPU, and we got one PCIe or that can be used for the VGA. So then we're going to use Here's another VGA cable, and we're gonna need a SATA. I think that's all we need. So, semi-modular. So this is the SATA, right? Yep. So we're going to use SATA 1, I guess. Makes sense. Okay. And we already have the one PCIe that we can use for the graphics card. There's actually two on here, but I don't know if you're supposed to. Well, I think you can. You're not on higher end graphics cards where they draw a lot of power. You're supposed to use two different cables, and I'm just going to do that just to be safe. I don't think the 3060 Ti is one that would draw too much power, so we're going to go here into VGA2. And that should be it. We should have everything else. Okay. I had never understood why these stickers, I guess one side's right side up, the other, so it depends on how you mount it. But they always seem to be upside down when you're mounting them. Sorry, you can't see this. I got it turned around, but you need to see what I'm doing. The magnet doesn't work as good on this one. Let me use this one. It has a better magnet for screw. Just to get the first couple screws in. These screws are tight. I told you I didn't like the magnet. Let's see. I'm not lining up. When I'm done with the video and all, I'll post a list of the parts in the description. Should have mentioned that earlier, in case you want to build the exact same computer. There we go. Got two in. Two more to go. All right, let's see where our connections are going to go. So So VGA, CPU. Okay, so let's bring our CPU cable over here. We're going to try to somehow see if we can run it up the side here and connect up with this. Like so. And we can run this down here and tuck the rest of this down here out of the way. And then we'll put zip tie on this, keep it all in place. Drink. All right. Next is our 24-pin motherboard cable. All right, so it's going to go in here. My GPU cables push back through. I think I got it. There we go. Okay. Now we need one of our 8-pin GPU cables. That, and there should be another one. Pin. All right. And yes, we got lots of room down here. Stick all this down next to that hard drive cage. Hide that away there. Might just use some of these. Actually, probably just use a longer one here. Probably just go. So we need this SATA hooked up. It's our last cable here. There's a little L shape you gotta look for. It needs to go together. That. Again, I think the SATA is for this fan controller. Zip tie this all together, keep it nice and tidy. And then I was going to use this big one. I keep this motherboard power. Should close fine like that. If I can get this through here. There. Now I think we're close to being cable managed. Let's get our covers back in. Very easy case to cable manage, and probably I would say maybe one of the easiest I've worked in so far, just because you don't have to do a totally pristine job, because these covers tend to hide it, but then again, if you ever got to work on it, it's easy to just take these off, get in there, see how everything's connected and everything. So that, let's check the front side. Make sure we didn't forget anything. Maybe tidy this up a little bit. I could maybe put a zip tie around the base of these, keeping them down there. Can I move them over now? Before, when I had that hard drive thing back, I think they were pressing up against that. Let me see if I can manipulate the position of these from the bottom. I am going to put a zip tie on the bottom of these. Let's put this stuff back in the power supply box. Oh, and if you were to purchase this case, I always ship with all the power supply cables that it came with, so that if you expand or do anything, do something different with it, you're good to go. Okay. Might be covering up the 3060 there, but you should see the GeForce RTX. Good, I think that we might be done. Oh, I need the power cable. And you know what? I haven't thought this through. Wonder if my HDMI, don't have a monitor right here to test this all with, but I do have a TV here. If I got an HDMI cable long enough, it's not very long. Not very long. I haven't figured this out yet. Let me see. I got my workstation behind me, but that's too far away. Let's do this peel on this I/O cover. Looking pretty good. See, I got a power strip here. Shoot. I wonder if I move the monitor as far down as I can on this TV stand. Should support it. And then it might give me a little extra. And then if I'm able, well, don't think it's going to reach. I'm going to clean my table up here in a little bit while I think about this. Make some room. I'd really like to at least show it at boots, at least in the BIOS. Probably not going to go through the whole installation of an operating system or anything. That could be another video. Unless somehow I were to bring the TV over to this table. Means if anything goes wrong, I'm not going to have a work table to fix it. Let's see. I wanted to kind of show. Actually, you probably can't get a good view there. Unless I tilt it down a little bit. Or, let's see if I just go to face cam. There we go. That's probably better. Let's see. Oh, you see, we got an LED on the motherboard. Really like, I need to get like a portable monitor that allows me to demo better. Let me take another drink. Just, okay, maybe, no, because then they won't be able to see it. What if I start by doing this? I can just barely, I might move my, I slide my table a little bit. I think I might be able to make this work. HDMI. Actually, I should probably be using the HDMI on the GPU. There we go. All right. You see? You can't see the monitor, I'm afraid, but let's maybe I can point the top-down cam over there just to show you once I get it. Let me make sure the TV is plugged in, which it's not. Let's turn it on, get it on the right input. Is there no batteries in my remote? Let's see. Wait, turn it on here. There we go. It doesn't auto switch the remotes. I can't get the input from there. Oh boy, it's always something. Let me just double check. No batteries. I can feel it. It's too light. Oh no, there are batteries. Maybe they're dead. Let me see. Let me get some batteries. Double AAA. Get some AAAs. I am back. Let me get the batteries installed. Source. Hey, there we go. HDMI 4. There we go. All right. Maybe I'll point the... Oh, I don't have a keyboard. I feel the fans blowing. All right, looks like it posted. How's it look? Oh, that looks pretty. Looks like we got all the fans going. We got a BIOS screen. It says, we detected a new processor. You did not find TPM function. Press Y to continue. So we're going to press Y. Republic of Gamers plus delete or F2. I don't know if I missed it. I'll probably go into BIOS anyhow because I don't have an operating system. F2. There it is. American Megatrends. Total memory 64 gig. Samsung SSD 1 terabyte. CPU installed. Please enter setup to enter your configuration. CPU fan air. Why is there CPU fan air? Because I think oh, you know what? We did use a different header. That was not the CPU header. AMD Ryzen 5600 6 core, 3700 megahertz, 16 gig total RAM, memory frequency. We gotta enable the cancel. Let me grab a USB or mouse. Advanced memory configuration. Where's that? Name. I think we need to go into we're in advanced mode. Maybe it's under AI tweaker. Memory frequency set to auto. We can pick the speed. DDR4 3600. Choose that. We're going to save. Exit, save changes, and reset. Sorry, I'm not describing this, but I can't really see what I'm talking about. So let's see. If I go to top down, there you can kind of see it. So I gotta swap. Yeah, I plugged the CPU fan in next to the AIO pump, and actually the CPU is up top. I don't know if there's a way to, in BIOS, to rearrange that so I don't get that fan air, or I can either, I can just say to ignore the fan air, I believe. So I got some tweaking to do with BIOS, and then I gotta install the operating system. But you see the total memory DDR4 3600. It's the 5606 core. It shows the 1 terabyte NVMe M.2, and it's all good. And I really like the way this this RGB came out. It's subtle, but when we install the operating system, we'll get the software on there to control it through the motherboard, through the Asus Armory Crate software, and we all should be good. Oh, let's see if it. I want to see if it shows a temperature internally in the BIOS. Monitor maybe. Yeah, so it's saying right now our CPU temperature is about, it says plus 30 degrees, 29 degrees. So it's hovering right around at idle between 29 and 30. CPU package temperature is at 40 degrees Celsius. Motherboard temperature is 21 degrees Celsius. Oh, they also give the Fahrenheit equivalents next to the number. That's nice. And chipset temperature 34 degrees Celsius. It shows our chassis 1 fan speed is 1600 roughly, and our the AIO pump speed is 1890. So running pretty cool from what I can tell. Oh, what we should do is put the side panels on and do the peels. Oops. Okay, inside peel first. And we're going to do the outside peel. I like that. That looks nice. Like I said, you know, sometimes you can overdo it with the RGB. The other thing I could do, that they actually Lancool makes some light strips that you can install. It's like accessory. Could always add those to the case to light it up a little more without having RGB fans. So that's another option. Okay, do the rear door peel, close it, and the outside peel. Wow, looks really sharp. All cable management, all behind those plates. Here, I wonder if I can show you. Well, I'm gonna have to unplug the monitor to show you the back side. Let me shut it down. Let me shut everything down. Just exit without saving. Okay, I don't think I've changed anything that time. Oh, it came right back in it. Okay. Save changes and reset. We haven't made any changes, so I'll just do that, and maybe I can just shut the power here. I'll just do that. All right, so let me get the monitor turned off, keyboard out of the way, and I'll just unplug the power for now. There's the front, which we didn't even take this off. This actually, if you pull right here in the middle down there, you can pull off that. I don't know how well you can see. It's kind of dark, but there's no cables. If you had SSDs, 2.5-inch SSDs, they show up really nice right there. And you can show those off. And let's see, the one other thing, I put my dust filter on the top, and that's it. So maybe I'll make another video, either installing the operating system or playing around doing some benchmarking of it. But that looks like it's going to be a wrap for tonight. Leave comments below if you have any questions, comments. I'd like to read them and get your feedback. And until our next build, we'll say goodbye for now. And thank you for joining us.